I couldn't see her.
It's a little,
Little what?
That's going to be my new code word for different.
I was extremely upset, my blood was boiling. I'm still very upset, but at that moment I was enraged. The court date was the next day, so I only listened to this the day before the court rate. My daughter and I started transcribing it, and his report said video, yes, audio, no. So they were not aware that they were on the tape.
What went through your mind when you saw the video?
I feel I feel hurt, and it really hurt my feelings. I was disgusted when they said that about me.
Have you experienced this kind of thing before?
No, it's actually my first time listening to the comment they said about me. It's a little bit hurtful in the beginning. It really hurt my feelings. What they said about me, I feel a little bit disappointed on what they said.
These are the people we've told Francia to trust, to go to when she needs help. And I just can't believe that two officers would conduct themselves in this manner, that they would be so, I want to say inhumane about these comments, because that's what it is, and that, they don't respect, obviously, people with disabilities.
What would you like to see happen?
More respect in the community, for them can have respect, and I want them to don't say that again.
We've been, fighting all our life, 29 years, inclusion, acceptance, to be treated equally. She's a human being with the same rights as you and I, and to be respected.
Is there anything that you would want people to know out of this story?
Yeah, respect.
You respect anyone that might have a different way of being or a disability or anything like that. You just want people to be respectful.
Yeah.
And to be treated equally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love you.
Dashcam catches cops pull over mom, mock her child with Down syndrome. A mother is outraged after two police officers were caught on their dashcam mocking and humiliating her daughter with Down syndrome. Police allegedly thought they had deleted the audio, but it survived. By Matt Agorist. June 6, 2017. Toronto CA. Nothing says unfit for public service quite like bashing society's most vulnerable, those with disabilities. However, that is just what two public servants in December were caught doing as they mocked a young woman with Down syndrome while writing her mother a ticket. Last December, two Toronto cops pulled over Pamela Munoz for allegedly running a red light. Munoz had her two daughters in the car, one of whom is Francie Munoz, who has Down syndrome. Pamela insisted that she did not run the light and that it was yellow when she went through it. The officer wrote her a ticket anyway and then told her she could fight the ticket in court as he had the alleged proof of the infraction on his dashcam. Munoz did fight the ticket and she was subsequently given the dashcam video of it. When police gave her the video, it was marked as having no audio, but they forgot to erase it. The dashcam video did have audio, and when Pamela Munoz heard what was on it, she was appalled. The cops recorded themselves making fun of Pamela's daughter Francie. Their actions were nothing short of disgusting, especially considering the fact that they are public servants and on duty. As CBC reports, one officer can be heard saying there are 2.5 women in the car instead of 3, and then goes on to describe Francie as disfigured, or different, with the other officer laughing and agreeing. Artistic, that's going to be my new code word for different, says the officer. Read more. Judge dismisses charges against cop for molesting 3 jails victim's dad for being angry about it. Pamela told CBC that she thinks the cops were unaware that their comments were being recorded. The officers then went on to further degrade the family, who had pizza with them in the car, saying, "They're probably nibbling on it right as we speak." Pamela explained that she was initially upset about the ticket, but after hearing the audio, she became furious. "I was enraged," said the mother after hearing the police officers degrade her daughter because of Down syndrome. "Obviously I was extremely upset. My blood was boiling. I'm still very upset, but at that moment I was enraged," she said. "These are the people we've told Francie to trust, to go to when she needs help." After hearing these cops act in such an unprofessional manner, Pamela explained that Francie asked them to apologize and undergo training to make sure they don't publicly lambast those with special needs for the mere act of being different. "I can't believe 2 officers would conduct themselves in this manner, that they'd be this inhumane in their comments," said Pamela. "They don't respect, obviously, people with disabilities or people that are different than them." As for the police department and the Toronto Police Association, they say they spoke with the officers who said they know their comments were inappropriate. They say their comments were totally inappropriate and they will do everything they need to do, including an apology and sensitivity training, to make it right, said Mike McCormick, president of the Police Association. According to CBC, Francie would like to see police officers receive better training for dealing with people with disabilities, something she advocates for herself through the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, CAMH. Read more, Nowhere to Go, domestic violence victims say police enable the aggressor or don't believe them. She appears in several campaign videos for CAMH, helping to educate people on what it's like living with Down syndrome, reports the news outlet. "It's a teachable moment. Here is something we can all learn from, how it feels for a person to be spoken about in a certain way," said Yona Lunsky, a clinician scientist at CAMH. "When we're thinking about diversity, we think about certain types of diversity. Disability is another kind of diversity that we all need to be better sensitized to. Sadly, police officers showing callous disregard to those with Down syndrome is not isolated. As the Free Thought Project has reported on multiple occasions, police have been caught beating and even killing those with Down syndrome. A man with Down syndrome was killed by police, his death ruled a homicide, and no charges were brought against the officers involved. The victim, Robert Saylor, was at a movie theater with a health aide in Frederick on the night of the incident. He had just watched Zero Dark 30 and refused to leave the theater after the film ended. 3 off-duty deputies who were moonlighting as security at the theater were called to handle the situation. The situation turned violent and Saylor ended up face down on the ground. The cause of death, according to the autopsy, was asphyxiation. The autopsy also said Saylor's larynx had been damaged. A witness said an officer had put his knee on Saylor's lower back while Saylor was on his stomach being handcuffed, according to the Associated Press. San Diego Sheriff's Deputy, Jeffrey Guy rose to brutality infamy after he beat and pepper-sprayed 22-year-old Antonio Martinez, a man with Down syndrome and the mental capacity of a 7-year-old. Despite admitting under oath that he had no reasonable suspicion to believe Martinez was ever involved in a crime, he still says he would do it all over again today.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me, and I'm sick of it. So I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.